So, the Silksong DLC will be released this year, but we still haven't had an exact date of its release, so I will be doing a series of videos about some of the unknown secrets and minor details that you might not know. If you learned something new today, do consider giving this video a like. So, let's get started. First of all, let's start with the early game. The first merchant that you encounter is most likely Pebb in Bone Bottom. Buying all her stuff makes her leave the town, and later she will spawn at this location at the Barrow. Just like the citizens in Well Hut, she will be under the control of the Silk Curse and murmuring something. The big backpack line here also indicates that this is actually her, and she will attack you if you're too near. After killing her, she drops more rosaries than a normal pilgrim bouncer in that area does. If you come back in the Needle Lane and play the harp here, she will also have her own hidden dialogue. She will also be here in Act 3 if you didn't kill her and the White Silk no longer controls her. Just like other mobs in Act 3, she has more health points and can use the Void abilities. The next bot you'll encounter in Bone Bottom is Thick the Fixer. After he's done repairing the quest board, there is a wish where he will ask you to donate 200 shards to repair a bridge. Once it is repaired, the bridge, however, isn't in good quality as it seems. If you jump on the bridge for several times, it will still break.
I'm gay.
If you are jumping up from below the bridge, it will also break after knocking it a few times. This does make sense seeing that both the head of the Hornet and Hollow Knight can withstand the force of a descending lift in both games. Completing the Icon of Hope wish at the Bone Bottom bot also rewards you with a small miniature of the Hornet and a statue of the Fixer that costs 440 shards to build. And if you trigger the Skull Tyrant event in town, the statue will also be knocked down during the fight. Speaking of combat, Hornet now has a button you could press to intimidate or challenge enemies. The default key is V on the keyboard or R3 on the controller. You could use this to your advantage, like to attract one enemy that is near to you first instead of fighting them all at once. You could also trigger the fight of certain bosses like the Widow or the Shrine Guardian Seth instead of exhausting the dialogue. If you are really near an enemy, it can actually cause a little bit of damage. But most importantly, it actually has a damage boost of around 50% for your next hit, costing only some silk. It will only last 6 seconds though until you hit something once. Take this Moss Fly for example. It takes 3 hits to kill it normally, but now after you challenge it, it now only takes 2 hits. Equipping different crests also affects how she says Garama! Equipping the throwing ring tool also changes the voice to Chakra will also respond to you when you use it in front of her. The damage boost now only applies to your ring instead of your needle. Now, for some reason, if you use all but only left one throwing ring, you can't actually get the special animation because you need 2 of them to make the noise. So you get the usual one instead. Before you begin your fight with Lace in Deep Docks, there are 2 bugs here called the Forge Daughter Blacksmith and her partner, Bello. You could spend your shard here for tools and upgrades, but if you AFK here for a while, you will hear Bello mumbling something while working. The Forge Daughter will sometimes respond by giggling and laughing. You can also make her laugh real hard by hitting his head continuously like this. Speaking of Lace, before triggering her dialogue when you first enter the arena, stand right here and throw something at her. She will parry anything you throw at her, even the Rosary Cannon if you manage to cheat. By the way, listen to what she is humming. At some point of the game, you might encounter this jailer enemy that is carrying a cage in some areas of the game. If you are too slow to dodge when he slams down his cage, he kidnaps and sends you to the slab prison. He will appear in several locations like in Barwater, Greymore, and Deep Docks. You will wake up buck naked with no needle and become a karate master for some reason. If you rest at the bench, your sitting posture while opening the map will change a bit, like shivering because of being too cold. Explore the prison for a while and you will see that your items are here with the jailers. Going up to the ambush spot, you will find out that this particular jailer is actually cosplaying as Hornet in the game. So you do your thing, jump down, kick all their asses. But now listen to the music here closely. Does it remind you of something? Yes, this is actually a reference to the old song when you fight Hornet as Hollow Knight. After the fight, if you open your inventory and check the description of your cloak, it now reads, as you progress the game, the description also changes to this. If you bath in the hot spring or in any water source, it will also completely remove the smell and the description from the game. For every upgrade of the cape, when you progress the game, the icon and description also changes depending on its upgrade. Walking to the air current while not jumping also fits up the cloak. How does this game didn't win Game of the Year? The next detail lies in this boss called Moorwing. You can first encounter him at the entrance of Belhot, but if you look closely when you first enter Greymore, you can see him flying in the background. If you met Garama and Zaza on the way, they will also help you with the fight. Now, if you kill Moorwing right here, after finding some of the fleas and move together with the caravan, the corpse of Moorwing can be seen lying here, resetting the area, and it will be tied on top of the caravan. Its corpse is carried around as it moves to other areas in the game. Upon moving to Fleetopia, the fleas will roast the meat over the campfire. Here is a side-by-side comparison to the normal one. If the body of the boss somehow falls into the water when you defeat it, the fleas will not retrieve the corpse and will instead have the normal one. Moorwing can also be skipped if you move the flea caravan first, but you can still fight him in Act 2 and this time at this location. When I was attempting a hitless run a few months ago, this boss actually has a funny bug which makes him stuck right here at this platform. I'm not sure if they already fixed it at the latest patch. Anyway, you can check it out right here at the top right of the screen after that if you are interested. If you skip the boss twice, you can still encounter the corrupted version of the boss in Act 3 and he hits really hard now. So be prepared if you want a challenge. So the next one is quite known to many of y'all, but still, I'm gonna share it anyway. After rescuing Krot, the Gooner Flea, in this secret room at Greymore, he will appear at the caravan offering you 10 rosaries for his hot spring service. Going to the hot springs recovers your health and silk, just like in the first game, and you can see him peeping into the bath while doing so. If you hit him and get out of the springs, he has this dialogue.
Megina Fora.
If you get out of the springs without hitting him, nothing happens and you pay 10 rosaries again to enter the bath. Now here's the neat part. If you hit him while he's peeping, exit the bath and hit him again and again and again until you are satisfied, then you can actually get into the hot springs for free now cause he no longer charges you for it. He will also get stuck in the air current if you manage to hit him far enough, and floats on the water like the other fleas. Apparently, violence does solve everything. There are a lot of details in the hot spring too, like when you're not in the bath, Crud won't peek inside because he didn't hear the water splashes, but once it did, he will start the process. He will also retreat once you start to look up, jump, or challenge him. The hub also echoes and sounds differently while you play inside hot springs. The dialogue and condition of Crud also changes depending on which act you encounter him. Talk about the details of Team Cherry put in a 7-year game. In the Wormways, the dialogue of the Alchemist and Hornet will be a bit different when you first met him. If you talk to him before exploring the whole map, he says this. If you have already found the corpse of his apprentice, he says this. The quest given is quite simple. He will give you a vial and ask you to collect Plasmium samples scattered across the map. After collecting them, the blue background flowers and vines fade into the brown environment. After giving the samples to the alchemist and coming back later, they turn blue again. Going back to the corpse of the apprentice, you can see some vines and the flowers start to grow on him. In Act 3, the alchemist will ask you to collect pure plasmium, but this time from the worms that has already mutated. After collecting all the plasmium, don't go back just yet. Go to where you find the corpse of the apprentice and you will have a new fight waiting for you. I'm pretty sure most of y'all will just hit him for like 10 minutes and then die and then come back again and be like, why? Why won't you die? But with the vial, you can actually use the tool and 4-shot in here without actually hitting him. Although it will be quite difficult and require some position setup and timing. I did one hitless run of Plasmified Zango by using this method, and you can check the link right here at the top right corner of the screen. Another interesting use of the vial that the alchemist gave you also has some minor details. If you have accepted the wish of collecting organs from the huntress in Putrefied Ducks, the tool can actually help you gather some organs too when killing bugs. The only enemy I found that won't drop any organs is this guy in Whiteblood. Not just the vial, even other traps won't make them drop anything. Which kind of makes sense in terms of lore since they are made out of silk. So for the last secret here, we will go back to Moss home where you find your first ability, Silk Spear. Now going down the platform, you will see that you can interact with the board. However, if you come back with the needle in later and play the harp right here, this happens. Reading it now reveals the true message that actually fits the lore of the story like the ones you find in Sherwood and Pale Lake. Now, there are still a lot of secrets and details in the game that I haven't covered yet, and if you like to see more content such as these, consider to like and subscribe my channel as it really helps by motivating me to put my time into it by a lot. If you have any interesting secrets that you found and want to share, let me know in the comments below and I might just add it in the next video and credit your findings. That's all for today and this is the end.